Aside for the huge meta shift for sniper rifles, I do think assault rifles are probably the second most changed category in the recent updates, and in this video we're going to be ranking every single assault rifle that's currently inside Warzone so you know which ones are the meta guns to use. If you do enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we try to reach our goal of 50k. Click that link and subscribe to our second channel. So you've got a tier list here of every single assault rifle from the game, and we're going to be ranking them for meta weapons, top tier upper, top tier lower, decent and trash. We will go over some builds at the end of this video of the best weapons as well, but we're mainly focusing on the long range assault rifles. That's the main assault rifles we're focusing on here. So if it's no good for long range, it's not going to be in the meta category. So first of all, we've got the AMAX. The AMAX took quite a significant nerf in this most recent update, and for that reason I do think it's actually top tier lower now. I don't really think it's all that solid of a weapon, especially considering the TTK just got massively nerfed with that gun. AN94 in my opinion is decent. You can use it. It's not a great gun, but it isn't terrible by any means either. AS44 is top tier lower. For long range it isn't really going to be great. For close range or sniper support is an amazing weapon, but like I said, overall when it comes to long range we shouldn't really be using this gun. ASVAL, again, I'll put it in top tier lower just because of the fact that it's not really a long range gun. Once again, you can use it as sniper support or an SMG, but as a long range assault rifle, it's not really the best. Automaton, definitely meta weapon in my opinion. I actually think is my favorite weapon to use in Warzone right now. Super low recoil, super easy to use, plus it's a vanguard gun so you get 10 attachments. Next up we have the bar assault rifle. This gun just has too slow of a fire rate to make it any higher up on the list. I'm going to put it in top tier lower just because the most recent buff actually did help this gun out quite a bit, but other than that I just don't really think it's all that viable in my opinion. I would have personally put it in decent. C58 in my opinion is top tier upper. It is a solid gun, is nowhere near the meta anymore, just because the recoil is a bit too high in this gun, plus the TTK is very similar to some of the low recoil options now, so in my opinion it can't really be in the meta category. Cooper Carbine is meta, I do think. It's super low recoil, super easy to use. The TTKs are a little bit slower and doesn't really feel as good as the Automaton to me personally, but I know a lot of people like using this gun, so it's definitely a solid option still. Cold War AK in my opinion is actually top tier lower. It's actually harder to use than the C58 in my opinion, so that's why it's not going to be in top tier upper. The EM2, once again, I'm going to need to put in decent. It's actually got more recoil than the Cold War AK and the C58, and the TTKs are pretty much the same as well now. So I mean, overall we're not really getting some insanely fast TTKs where it warrants using something that's got a super high recoil. FAL in my opinion, as a long range rifle it is kind of trash, let's be honest. You can use it as an SMG if you really want to, but it's semi-auto as well, so you need to keep that in mind. Fara in my opinion is top tier upper. I would have put it higher up in the meta category, but again with some recent updates and the fact that the damage per mag isn't so good on the Fara, I can't really put it any higher up on this list. The FF-AR1 is, as a long range rifle, I mean, it's not really that good, but I put it in decent anyway because overall it's a solid gun, but it's not going to be one of the long range options you're going to be using. FR556 is garbage, let's be honest. It's a burst fire weapon. It's not great, it's just trash. Grau in my opinion is between meta and top tier upper, but I will put it in meta because it's super easy to use. Now it's not going to have the fastest TTK out of the bunch of weapons here, but in my opinion no gun has a super fast TTK, especially with that 300 HP update, so we're better off with guns with low recoil now. Grav, in my opinion, could be top tier upper, but again, it's got a similar issue with the recoil control. I do still think it's a little bit better than the EM2 in my opinion, so definitely top tier lower. Groza's more of a close range weapon, so I'm going to put it in decent here. Itra Burst is actually a pretty solid burst fire weapon in the game right now. If you build it correctly, it will be a solid gun. The headshot multiplier is actually a lot better, and so is the neck shots. The only issue is, again, it's just burst fire, so you can't really put it up any higher with the full auto weapons. Then we've got the KGM40. It's top tier lower in my opinion, super low recoil, still an okay gun, but it's not as good as some of these guns higher up on the list in my opinion. The Kilo in my opinion is now top tier upper. As much as I usually crap on this gun quite a lot, that TTK that it has in that third damage drop off point now is actually very competitive with some of the other weapons in the game, so the Kilo is actually pretty solid now, to be perfectly honest. The Krig in my opinion is actually meta at the moment. I do think the bullet velocity is insane on this gun. On top of that, similar to the Kilo, even though it does have that extra damage drop off, it's just too easy to use, plus the TTKs of the other weapons we brought up by a ton, so you could definitely get away with using the Krig in my opinion. M13, definitely a meta weapon as well, super easy to use once again, and again you're getting a really consistent TTK with this gun if you land a couple of headshots anyway. Then we've got the M4. M4's top tier upper in my opinion now. It's not going to be as good as the M13 because the M13 is a little bit easier to control, but still a solid weapon. Then we've got the AK for Modern Warfare, and again I'm going to need to put this in top tier lower. It's not really that great of a gun. It kind of sits with the AMAX now. It's going to be harder to control than some of the weapons higher up on the list, and it's going to give you a similar TTK. Nikita, in my opinion, is going to be top tier upper. As much as I thought it was going to be one of the main meta weapons because of its TTK, just the damage per mag on this gun isn't great, and you feel like you run out of ammo quite a lot and very quickly. So with the NZ41, even after the recent buffs, the recoil is just all over the place with this gun. So even if you wanted to try and use it for long range, you can't really build it in any decent way, so it's kind of pointless. We've got the Odin, so the Odin's going to go in top tier lower. Similar to the bar, it's got a slow fire rate, so it's not really going to be all that valuable, although it's a little bit easier to control in my opinion. So maybe if you do like those kind of weapons, then the Odin in my opinion is a little bit better. QBZ in my opinion is top tier upper, super easy to control, overall very good chest shot TTK as well, so very solid gun there. Ram 7 in my opinion is top tier upper as well. I feel like a lot of people will probably start using this gun more and more. Scar, the mag size is just way too small, so I need to put it in decent. There's no other way to use this gun because if you are playing with that 300 HP, you need the bigger mag on it. Then we've got the STG, which is pretty much the main meta weapon right now. So it has to be up on that list. It has to be up here because it's pretty much the gun to use. Vargo, in my opinion, again, a very meta weapon. That makes no sense, but it is up here. The Volk is pretty cool as a weapon overall. I do think it's top tier upper when it comes to long range. It's a really good sniper support gun overall because the close long range TTKs are very good. It's super low recoil, but it doesn't quite hit as hard as guns like the Automaton in my opinion. So even though it is a solid long range gun, I don't think it's one of the better ones. And then the XM4 in my opinion is still pretty meta at the moment just because it's so easy to use. So what we're going to do now is fly through some builds of some of the best weapons in my opinion. I'm not going to waste too much time on these because we've already covered all the best builds in a couple of our recent videos. So this is the build for the XM4, it's a standard Cold War build, so Agency, Task Force, Axial, Field Agent, and 60 round mags. Then for the Krig, we've got a similar setup as well, so we've got the Agency, mil-spec barrel, which is the final barrel on this gun, Axial 3 times, 60 round Stanag mags, and the Field Agent grip once again. Again on the Vargo, which is another Cold War gun, we're doing a similar thing, so we've got the GRU suppressor this time, we've got the Task Force barrel once again for the recoil control, Axial 3 times, 60 round mags, Spetsnaz grip this time round. Next up we've got the M13, so you want to use the mono suppressor, the marksman barrel, the VLK optic, the 60 round mags, the commando foregrip. I'm kind of hoping to make the mag capacities a bit bigger on most of these guns because I do think we need that extra mag capacity. Next up we've got a very similar build for the Grau. Now obviously you can use the iron sights if you want to with this gun because they are super clean, but we are going for the optic build just because it's going to allow you to see at those farther ranges and give you that extra level of zoom. So we're using the monolithic suppressor, the Archangel barrel, commando foregrip, 60 round mags, VLK optic, or the iron sights, and then you can put on attack laser or something like that. Next up we've got the Cooper carbine right here, and the Vanguard builds again are very similar here. So MX silencer for the best recoil control, Cooper custom barrel which is the best for the Cooper carbine, G16, the Cooper 45 stock is the best at controlling recoil, Vital, on hand for the better ADS times, polymer grip for better recoil control, 60 round mags which is the biggest mags for this gun, especially for long range, lengthened, and hand stop underbarrel. For the Automaton, I've already covered this exact build in previous videos, so again I'm not going to waste too much time on it. We're using the MX 600mm barrel which is the best barrel for this gun, G16, padded stock's going to help with the recoil control, tight grip's going to help with recoil, on hand for faster ADS time, polymer for recoil control, 75 round mags which is absolutely insane for a gun like this, and I feel like most guns should have a 75 plus round mag now, lengthened, and hand stop underbarrel. And lastly the gun that everyone probably knows the main build for, which is the STG, so MX silencer, 760mm barrel, G16 optic or whatever optic you like, weighted stock, Vital, on hand, polymer grip, 50 round mags, which is the best mags at controlling recoil and giving you that good TTK, lengthen and hand stop. People were saying that you don't need vital for the better TTK, but if you do check the sim.gg website, you will notice that vital does actually help with the TTKs for chest shots. So there we have it. We've ranked every single assault rifle that's currently inside Warzone at the moment. Hopefully this gives you an idea of what the meta is like for the game and give you a good set of weapons you could try out. Let me know what you think about this list down in the comments below. Subscribe to help us reach our goal of 50k, and thank you very much for watching.